a girl, I used to spend holidays like Christmas and Easter together with my family at my grandparents' place. There were luscious tables with delicious food, a lot of laughter, and we would all sit for hours around the table. Now, at one head of the table, there would be my grandpa, and at the other end of the table, there would be my father. I never questioned this, it was always a given. I never asked why isn't my grandma on the other end of the table. Until recently. Recently I wondered, well, in the meantime, we lost one generation. My grandparents are no longer with us at the family tables. But I'm wondering why my mom is not sitting at the other end of the table, because right now we have my dad and my brother at the other end. For me, sitting at the head of the table is a power position, a position that demands respect. And my mom, maybe just as much as my dad, if not even more, deserves that position. Ladies and gentlemen, we live in a world where normality is home to a lot of discrepancies. And one of the greatest ones is gender inequality. Let's look at the big picture. At this moment in the world, women earn only 80% of their male counterparts' earnings, according to ILO wage report. Right now in sports, we have equal prize money, but until 1973, there was no single sport discipline that was awarding the same money to men and women. In 1973, finally, US Open did it for tennis. But even so, in 2018, we didn't have a single woman in the top Forbes 100 wealthiest athletes in the world. Let's look at the movie scene. According to New York Film Academy, there is a 5-to-1 ratio of men to women working in film overall. And more than that, 30% of women actresses are asked to wear revealing clothing in their roles, compared to only 7% men. These are discrepancies that we hear about every week in media. We read about them, we feel sorry, and then we move on with our lives. We go on and enter meetings in boardrooms filled with men. Then we go to a football match where the playing field is loaded absolutely only with men. And then we go home, switch on TV, and we look at the news. And we see politicians taking decisions for us from parliaments where chairs are occupied by a majority of men. Until recently, I was wondering, well, what's there to do? But I realized that I was looking at this through the shadow of my own cracked self-confidence as a woman. When I was a teenage girl, I was groped in the streets by men in daylight several times. I gave up professional swimming because it didn't offer me any career opportunity. There was no money in sports for women. And even as a grown-up, I was yelled at and put down by a movie director on a film set in front of 50 other people from the film crew. And all these actions made me wonder, should I stand up for myself or should I just swallow my pride and accept it? You see, as a woman, and I don't think I'm speaking only for myself, we need to remind ourselves that we are good. Before I enter a meeting, I need to take a moment to remind myself that I am a self-confident person. Every time I come on stage to deliver a speech, I make a pact with myself and I tell myself, Kami, today you will act as if you are a self-confident person. I have to work, invest energy in things that men, some men at least, seem like they have by default. We still live in a world dominated by men. Efforts are being made, but they're slow. And I believe that the progress is so slow because we all expect other people with more power than us to do something about it. It's not our priority. Look, I am not here to shout girl power, because that's only gonna segregate us even more. But I believe it's up to us, all of us, you and me, both men and women, to do something about this. It's up to us to take a stand and show boys and girls from the next generation that there is a possibility to level the playing field. How? Well, the next time your company is hiring somebody, take a look at the job positions and at the ratio of men and women that are occupying the same position. If you see a discrepancy, take a stand, do something about it. Make it your mission to hire more women. Because like this, you will be sending a message not just to your colleagues, but to their partners at home and to their children. More important than that. Next time you see a girl being put down or a woman being put down or yelled at, and you feel that she's got still something to say, encourage her to say it. And for God's sake, encourage both your mom and dad to sit at the head of the table. Look, we live in a world that is much better than our grandparents' world. It's up to us to pay it forward. It's up to us to create a world where normality is on an equal playing field. And we owe it to both boys and girls to feel respected and to thrive in this world on an equal level. As for my family, at the last Easter table, I had proudly both my mom and my dad at the head of the table. And although for them it was like a strange request by me, for my two nieces, I know that they will grow up in a world where they know that men and women can have power positions.